Hello everyone. Today we are going to see counters. In this lecture we are discussing asynchronous counters and the design of a 3-bit binary ripple counter. After this session you will be able to understand the operation of counters and how an asynchronous counter is working, and you will be able to design a 3-bit binary ripple counter. Flip-flops are connected together to perform counting operation. Such a group of flip-flops is called as counter. The working of flip-flops we have already seen in the previous sessions. The number of flip-flops used and the way in which they are connected in a counter determine the number of states of the counter. And the number of states of the counter is called modulus of the counter. They are useful for generating timing variables to sequence and control the operations in a digital system. So the knowledge and the operation of these counters are very useful in the design of digital systems. The counters are classified into two broad categories according to the way in which they are clocked. First one, asynchronous counters, also known as ripple counters, and synchronous counters. Asynchronous counters are also called as ripple counters, and in this kind of counters the first flip-flop is clocked by the external clock pulse, and then each successive flip-flop is clocked by the output of the preceding flip-flop. And in this, the flip-flops within the counter do not change states at the same time because they do not have a common clock pulse. And a counter that follows the binary number sequence is called a binary counter. If we need to have an n-bit binary counter, we should have n different flip-flops, and the sequence of states according to this binary count of n bits is from 0 to 2 raised to n minus 1. Now we can see the design of a 3-bit binary ripple counter. 3-bit binary ripple counter means we must have 3 different flip-flops for implementing the counter. And all the 3 flip-flops are connected in series. And output of each flip-flop is connected to the clock pulse input of the next higher order flip-flop. And the flip-flop holding the least significant bit receives the incoming count pulse. As we have seen, the counter that follows the binary number sequence is called the binary counter, and here what we are discussing is a 3-bit binary ripple counter. Since it is having 3 flip-flops, it can count from 0 to 2 raised to 3 minus 1. That means 0 to 7. In general, if we have an n-bit binary counter, it uses n different flip-flops, and different counting states of that flip-flop or counter is 0 to 2 raised to n minus 1. This is the design of a 3-bit binary ripple counter. This is implemented using JK flip-flops. J and K inputs of the flip-flops are connected to the high level line. When a high input is applied to this line, both J and K inputs are having the high value. So if both the inputs are having high values, according to the working of JK flip-flop, it will toggle. So whatever is the output now will be the complement of the previous output. And the Q0 bar output is connected to the clock pulse of the next flip-flop. So each flip-flop is driven by the previous output signal from the previous flip-flop. This is the timing diagram for a 3-bit binary ripple counter. Here first it shows how the clock signal is This is a periodic signal. This denotes the first clock pulse. Now the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth clock pulses are shown. In that, when both J and K inputs are high, what is the Q0, Q1 and Q2 outputs? Those are displayed here. And initially, the states of the counter is 0, 0, 0. That means Q0 is 0, Q1 0 and Q2 is also 0. Initially with the value or loaded with the value 0. When a positive edge of the clock pulse comes, then only some changes will happen in the output. So when the positive edge of the first clock pulse comes, it will affect the Q output of the first flip-flop, which is F of 0. So in F of 0, presently it was 0. So when a clock pulse, positive clock pulse, that is a transition from 0 to 1 occurs, this is also set. The flip-flop will set. And when it is set, the clock pulse has come. That time it will reset. That means it will toggle the state. So the same thing happens in the next clock pulse. Now it is at stage 0. When toggles, it becomes 1. So this toggling will happen in the beginning of each clock pulse or in the beginning of each clock signal. So next flip-flop, which is having the output Q1, it is having the clock pulse as the previous Q output. So here 0 output is connected to the clock input of the next flip-flop. So when a negative clock pulse arrives at the Q0, then there is a change in the Q1 output. So here there is a transition from the 1 to 0 occurs at the Q0 output. That time there is a transition from 0 to 1 in the Q0 bar output. At that time only this Q1 will be changing. So here the value of Q1 is changing from 0 to 1. And the next negative pulse of Q0, that will change again. Toggling will happen for the next flip-flop. That is why here it is shown like this. 1 bar output of the second flip-flop is connected to the clock signal of the third flip-flop, which is F of 3. And that will toggle when there is a negative transition or transition from 1 to 0 occurs in the output Q1. So at this stage, now this was 0, and when there is a negative transition or the trailing edge of the clock signal of the Q1, that time this is toggling. So that is why this change of state will happen. So here is the next trailing edge of the Q1. So that is why here it is toggles to 0 state. See here in the beginning, Q0 is 0, Q1 0, Q2 0, and in the first clock pulse the state of the counter is 0 0 1. In the second clock pulse the state of the counter is 0 1 0, stands for second count 2. For the next clock pulse 0 1 1 denotes the count 3. In the next clock pulse 1 0 0 counts 4. The next clock pulse 1 0 1, which stands for 5. For the next clock pulse 1 1 0 is the output from the counter, which stands for 6. And the next one, the count is 1 1 1 in the 7th clock pulse. And in the 8th clock pulse, all the flip-flops are reset. That means the state of the counter is recycles back to the 0 0 0. Since we are using 3 different flip-flops, the maximum count of this flip-flop is 7. That means from 0 to 7 there are 8 different states. The 3-bit counter exhibits 8 different states, 2 raised to n. Here n is 3, so that is why 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. This shows the state sequence of a 3-bit binary counter, and initially from the timing diagram we can get initially the Q2, Q1 and Q0 are zeros. of the first clock pulse, it is 001 stands for count 1. The next second clock pulse 010 stands for 2. Third clock pulse 011. Fourth clock pulse 100. Fifth 101. Sixth 110. Seventh 111. And on the eighth clock pulse, the count is 000. That means this is recycles back to the first state of the counter. So we have seen what is counter and what is meant by binary counter, which counts a sequence of binary numbers, and what is asynchronous counter, in which the clock signal is not applied simultaneously to all the flip-flops. And we have seen the design of a 3-bit binary ripple counter, where we are using 3 different flip-flops and the clock is connected to the first flip-flop and the rest of the flip-flops are connected through the output of the previous flip-flops. So now it's time for some of the questions. A ripple counter is synchronous, asynchronous, both A and B, and none of the above. A ripple counter is asynchronous. The 2 types of counters are asynchronous and synchronous. Ripple counters are of asynchronous in nature, where the clocks are not connected simultaneously to all the flip-flops. What is the number of states of a 4-bit counter? A 4-bit counter means we are using 4 different flip-flops for implementing the counter. So the maximum number of states possible for this counter is 2 raised to 4, which is 60. In asynchronous counters, flip-flops do not have a common clock pulse. Flip-flops have a common clock pulse. A flip-flop is clocked by the output of the preceding flip-flop, both A and C, both B and C. In asynchronous counters, they do not have a common clock pulse. A is true and each flip-flop is clocked by the output of the preceding flip-flop. So the answer is both A and C. Next, what is the number of flip-flops required to design a counter with 32 states? 32 states means from 0 to 31. So 0 to 31 means 32 we can write as a power of 2 as 2 raised to 5. So the number of flip-flops required to design a counter is 2 raised to 5 means 5. Which is the state of a 3-bit counter at the 8th clock pulse? For a 3-bit counter we need 3 flip-flops. So the maximum count possible is 0 to 7. So after the 7th count for the next clock pulse, that means at the 8th clock pulse, the count will be recycles back to 0. That's all for this session. Thank you.